Ladies and gentlemen, the Third World War will not be presented tonight as scheduled so that we may bring you the following live presentation. The Third World War will be rescheduled for a later date. But now, here's This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation. Hey everybody, happy Friday, happy April Fool's Day, and what better way to celebrate April Fools than to have another Matt Clark episode and the fool himself who puts it all together. Hey Jerry, Class 812, nice to see you. Randall, awesome, glad you're here, hope you've had a good day. Dwight Curley, hope you all had a good day, let's not keep it to one person. 156 Andrew, hello up there to Scotland. Jean Ricard, hello. And Andrew McDonald, another of our Andrews. Leslie, congrats on the 900. Simon, great to see you. XMG, I really need to learn your first name, XMG. Hey, Carl Brond is here. Nice to have you from Bangor Junction. And we're waiting. We'll see if a few more come in. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It had a little bit of the old silliness back now that the plot has finally been woven together. Definitely worked through some contentious issues I was having putting this all together, and finally have got the path to go. There's still a couple of things I haven't decided yet, and that's the hardest thing. What am I going to do in this situation or with this character? But I've worked some ideas. In fact, I just had a major rewrite of scenes 15 and 16 coming down the road because I came up with what I thought was something even funnier. But we'll be doing that. Glad this week is over. It's been kind of a long week. Nothing too bad. Just I haven't been sleeping well. Just all sorts of things happen. Yeah, I can bet it's been crazy at the rail yard. Hey, Christopher, welcome in. Glad to have you here, my friend. And so, definitely not as bad a week as I had last week and so forth. And I can't say I've had a bad week. It's just a lot of things going on. Joseph, how are you? It's just a lot of trying to get everything set up and just the thought of retiring. Barry, and a pleasure to meet you. Awesome. Now I'm going to have that told to me about 40 more times, but Barry is XMG. XMG is Barry. I need to do what Chris at Hales Heritage Railway does, where he writes all the names down. Hey, Ray Boble, how are you? A lot of you guys posted videos today, and God, I hope I can get to them all. Stefan, I'm glad you're here, because you're one of the things I wanted to talk about before I started running the trains here. I got a package from Norway, which is the first time I've ever gotten anything from Norway. And just very cool, very cool. Apparently we shared a very common interest. Stefan here from Norway. Stefan, who is the Car Take a Garage. He used to be, what was it, motherfucking drummer or whatever it was. But he sent me, first of all, this really soft and blue Norwegian blanket. They're short in Norway, so, but keeps you very warm. Well, at least parts of you warm. Anyhow, he obviously has an interest in cars and apparently an interest in Dodge cars, because Dodge cars do underground have a bit of a cult following, even more than Ford or GM over in Europe. So just out of the blue, he sent me a bunch of these old 1980s manuals. And the thing is, I spent years, from the time I was a little kid, I would go to Dodge dealerships and just grab the manuals, dreaming of what car I was going to own. And actually, I owned a red 1985 Dodge Caravan. Actually, I had the Grand Caravan, but I owned that. A 1985 Caravan. I owned one. Pickup truck. Never had a pickup truck. Times I could have used it, but didn't. But he just sent me a bunch of these. And I didn't get a chance. The Dodge 600, which was right after the K cars, and that was their attempt at making a more luxury car. And it was a callback, because there was a car called the Dodge 600 back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. But that was kind of cool. And here's one. He sent me the full manual. This is everything. Production line. I actually had this book at one time. This is all the 1987 Dodges, including the Dodge Lancer, which is now the Mitsubishi Lancer. They actually literally stole this. Dodge once owned Mitsubishi, and when Dodge decided to sell off Mitsubishi, Mitsubishi basically stole a lot of Dodge designs and released a bunch of cars, including the Mitsubishi Lancer, which was the Dodge Lancer. If you ever saw a Mitsubishi Lancer and a Dodge Lancer, they're identical. But it was after Dodge sold them, but they raided, and they took with them the Lancer, and then they stole what was known as the Dodge Stealth and released that. Oh, what did Mitsubishi release it as? The 300Z, something like that. Oh, that's cool, Ray. The 1987, but I actually owned a 1987 Charger. That was the car I was driving when Joyce and I got married. I owned a 1987 Charger. I bought it 3 months before we got married. She wasn't happy that I bought a new car right before we got married, but I felt I needed a new car. Although, in the long run, I probably should have kept my old Dodge Aspen. I loved my Aspen. The Slant 6 225 engine was an awesome little 6-cylinder engine. Great gas mileage and great pickup. So the 86 Dodge Charger, which was cool. But this was the 86 with the Shelby. Shelby, famous for the Shelby Cobra and the Mustang Cobra. Helped redesign the Dodge Charger, but I didn't have the Shelby GT version of the Charger. But I did have the 87 Charger. The Ram van, I owned one of those, but I owned a 79 Ram van. What a great name for a van, right? If this van's a ramming, don't come a jamming. No, just all these. And then the beginning, the mini Ram van, which was basically a caravan. So why they did that, I don't know, but in 88. And then the 1988 Dodge Lancer. So he sent me all that stuff, and those are really cool. Because I had all those. Literally, I had all those except the trucks. I was never into trucks. But I had the vans and the various cars. I had them all. Joyce would tell you, I would go test drive. Every time Dodge released a new model, I'd go test drive them. When my kids were still little, I'd say, Dad's going to the dealership. We're going to test drive some cars. I wasn't going to buy one, but I test drove them. But I did that as a teenager. Because my dad was always test driving cars. Yeah, it's the Ford Falcon GT, but he also did the Mustang. But anyhow, but then in the middle of all that, wrapped up in that was this little thing. Now, he knows I don't do N scale. And he sent me this. And he sent me some information with it as well. Hey, Artie, how are you? Great to see you. Kiwi Dave, how are you there? How are you? Yeah, he sent me this. It's a V200 Deutsche Bundesbahn. Before it became Deutsche Bahn, it was Deutsche Bundesbahn. And this model is from the 60s or early 70s, he says, and he sent me some information on it. But it's from Arnold Rapido. Now, Arnold is still around, but I don't know if they're connected to Rapido anymore. And I know Rapido is a very popular company with the UK and over is it Canada gets a lot of trains made by Rapido that people just love. But it's a gorgeous little N scale. This is to German model collectors. Every German model train guy has one of these. The V200 diesel locomotive. Every collector has this. Whether HO scale, 1 scale, N scale, every collector except me has one because it's not my era. But it is a gorgeous, and boy is this heavy for an N scale. This thing weighs more than a couple of my HO scale locomotives. I kid you not. This is a heavy little dude. But that is a gorgeous little dude there. Just absolutely gorgeous. And it's like, I feel like I need to go out and buy some N scale track. I would definitely want to clean him up, and I'd be scared to touch him. But just to see it run back and forth or something, this was just very, very cool, and I'm really grateful for that. I don't do N scale, and no, I'm not tempted to turn around and do N scale, but I am tempted to see this guy run. Yeah, that was just really cool. Thank you very much, Stefan. If there's anything I could do to return something you want from America, next time I do a live stream from a model train show and you see something, let me know. I will happily buy. I did buy some stuff. I saw that Joe Rader posted a video earlier this week where he got the 2 cars I sent him. At least those are the 2 I think he wanted, but I know he wanted that. So that was really cool. Anybody else come in that I missed? I caught Artie and Joseph and Kiwi Dave. And I think that's everybody else for now. So that was really cool. Again, I like that. It was an awesome little package out of the blue from Norway. So that was really cool. And so thank you again very much. And again, maybe I might be able to send you something. I'm running out of them, but with your appreciation of Dodge, I will share. Well, I've shown this to you all before, but what the heck. This is a Dodge Stealth. 1990 Dodge Stealth, which was the originals were half made in the United States, and the other half were made in Japan. And after that, they were all made in Japan. And this is the one. This is what the company Mitsubishi stole the follow-up designs for and re-released as the Nissan 300Z or something like that. But it was a Dodge-designed car. It was Dodge design, and I had one of the few models that had the American engine in it, not the Mitsubishi, but the Dodge Mopar engine in it. And this was a flyer. Oh man, could this car fly. And basically what it was is they took the body of a Stealth and turned it into a 4-car passenger. So it didn't have the high-end Viper. This was the Stealth. They took the Viper frame and turned it into a 4-car bit, the original Vipers. And so but they tried to make it into a 4-passenger car. You cannot get 4 people in there. You could get 2 in the front and 1 sitting sideways in the back. Otherwise, they need to be amputees. There was no way you could get 4 people in there, or they need to be very skinny people, short and skinny. But anyhow, I owned this car. I mean, not obviously. Well, my car was this model. And then Johnny Lightning released this. This is a 73 Dodge Charger SE. But the thing is, that car I owned. The car that's in the picture is my car.
well, was my car. It's not mine anymore. It's been gone for quite a few years now. But I own that car. So I used to have dozens of these and dozens of these because they gave me boxes. And I gave them away as time went by. So anyhow, but if I could make sure I've got a couple extra copies and you would like one, I'll ship you one of these Johnny Lightning ones. Because I also want to give one to Diecast Dude, the guy from Netherlands, Belgium, who does 164. Because I talk to him now and then and tease him about getting Dodges. But anyhow, that's all that. So yeah, let's get some trains running. What have we got happening here? So they're already ready to go. Let's go straight to the multicam and you guys can see them. Today's theme was high speed. I'm running a bunch of my high speed trains. So I've got the Railjet, 2 ICEs, a Eurocity Express Czech, and a Czech Railjet. So I got both my Railjets running. Although the Czech Railjet needs a tune-up. He's not running great today. And Edward is here. Hi there, Edward. So yeah, that was my actual car. Now I will admit, I did not own it when it was in that picture. It was owned by a distant cousin of mine whom I got it from. Nope, the Dodge Charger goes back to 1966 and was their answer to the Ford Mustang, except they made it bigger and better. And then Chrysler released the Chrysler Charger, which looked nothing like the Dodge Charger in Australia. I sold my 73 Charger. I didn't want to sell it. I had to. Joyce and I it was the collapse, the economic collapse of the early 2000s. And I had one kid in college, all 3 kids on my insurance. And we were bleeding cash. And we had taken massive pay cuts in our job. Joyce and I took massive pay cuts, and it was either sell the Charger or lose the house. And so I had to sell the Charger. So I sold it to a car restoration and museum in Chicago, Illinois. Now it's been 8 years since I sold it, so I don't remember the name of the place. So it's probably, last I knew, these people had it. They were gonna, they had some stuff they wanted to put on it and pimp it out a bit more, because I was driving it as a daily. I stopped doing it as a show car, and I was driving it as a daily. I'd drive it to work. I'd drive it around the city. I drove it daily. It wasn't one of those cars where I only drove it on sunny days to car rallies. I drove it. I was driving it everywhere I could. The only thing I didn't drive was I didn't take it on long drives because it got about 7 miles to the gallon on gas. Yes, Kiwi Dave, I'm running the 3 and 4 today. So, right above, I've got the Railjet is lane 1, the outermost lane. And then the ICE 3 is the middle of the 3 main lanes. And then the ICE 4 is the 3rd lane, or the most inside of the full layout lanes. Let's go to 11 lane view. Nothing's there. Right as I go to 11 lane view, nothing's there. But the ICE 4 is coming at you, as well as the Czech EC, although I do have the Deutsche Bahn 101 pulling it right now. Does he not have his headlights on? Well, he had the taillights on. And a belated happy birthday to Simon, although I did tell you happy birthday. But there goes the Czech Railjet. I still need to get one more first class car for that. And then, oh, 3 more second-class cars for that. Is there a locomotive called Charger? I don't know. The only Charger that matters to me is the Dodge Charger. In fact, we'll go back to this camera real quick. That's my shirt today. Dodge Charger RT, which is the Charger I currently drive. Oh, yeah, Dodge did make boats. Dodge even made motorcycles for a couple of years. He owned 2 Mustangs in 1921. Each one had 1 horsepower, right? So here comes that ICE4, and there goes the ICE3. So the ICEs are going to pass each other, 3 and 4. Oops. I'm going to have to go adjust that. Be right back, kids. What's up with that, camera? And here comes that one-of-a-kind, amazingly gorgeous Austrian railjet. One of the prettiest trains in the world. ICEs would look good in orange and gray. ICEs would look good in any color. Yeah, Dodge Viper is definitely a great car. I could never afford a Viper, although now I probably could. I could probably go out and buy a Viper. Because you can get some of the early generations for under $30,000. But the last few generations are $80,000 to $130,000 American. I love the Viper. I've got a couple of models of Vipers up here. I just could never afford one. Now I probably could. Don't say that too loud to Joyce, because Joyce would think about it. Joyce wouldn't mind a Viper either. Joyce likes the Viper too. There's the IC3 coming down the background. There's the ICE4 going up, and the railjet cutting your view of everything off. But yeah, you won't find anybody in this household who doesn't love the Dodge Viper. Dodge Viper competes with the Lamborghinis. They blow away the Corvettes. The Dodge Viper had set the record for the most horsepower of a street legal car. And now the Dodge Hellcat owns that record. But they got the Vipers well over 700 horsepower. The Vipers compete on a lot of the European circuits and do well. And even among Europeans who normally have their noses up in the air towards American cars, they like the Dodge Viper. But yeah, it wouldn't take a lot of work to talk Joyce into trading in our Charger and our Journey and getting a Viper. The insurance might scare her off, but it would not take much to go out and buy a used Viper. Heck, my dealership had a Viper for, they had it on sale for $28,000 for years until he sold his dealership. But he had a Viper for years and would have parted with it for, I probably could have gotten it for $25,000. It was a 1988 Viper with 30,000 miles on it. I probably could have gotten it for $25,000. He had it for $28,000, but there's just no way I could have afforded it. Joyce and I we've always had the kids, so we've always needed a back seat. That's the only reason we'd probably still not buy, is we still need a back seat. Vipers, you can't fit somebody in the back seat. Oh, I've driven Vipers. Like I said, that's one of the things. To test drive a Viper, originally you had to be 25 years old and have proof of your insurance with you, and you had to sign off on a damage consent that you would pay for any damage that you did, like a nick by a rock while you're driving, and they had to drive with you. You could not drive it alone. They had to drive with you. But yes, I've test driven a few Vipers. Now, I cannot confirm nor deny that I've had a Viper up to close to 100 miles an hour once. I will neither confirm nor deny that. And, but, so I just love the Dodge muscle cars. Now, the thing is, most Dodge cars in the 60s and early 70s were muscle cars. That's what hurt Dodge, is Dodge was more affected by any American car company by the oil embargo and the change in 1973. Because Dodge has always been about power first, gas mileage second. They still are. That's why this little car that I had for years, the Dodge Dart. The Dodge Dart was a compact car, but it actually had more space in it than all the Japanese midsize. And it had more horsepower, and it got 35 to 40 miles to the gallon on the freeway. I could be driving my Dodge Dart 75, 80 miles an hour on the highway, getting 40 miles to the gallon. You're not doing that with your Prius. But it didn't sell well. And it had great horsepower, and it had great pickup. Its 4-cylinder engine was a beast. You could beat a bunch of the 6-cylinder mid-size cars with that Dodge Dart 4-cylinder, because it had power. It had zoom. And the one Joyce and I owned for several years, my son owns it now, but it's been he's been beating it up pretty good lately. And it's time for him to sell it. But I bought it as soon as it came out, the Dodge Dart, because Joyce, I wanted a Charger, Joyce wanted a Challenger, and then we made the smart move and got the car that had the good gas mileage. And it was a smart investment. And we drove it, and then one year, a couple of years ago, Joyce said she was tired of driving the small car, and she wanted a big car again. And we went out and bought the Charger, and Joyce picked this one out. And that's such a great story. I love the story of Joyce. When I just went and drove a bunch of Chargers and said, you drive these 3 and tell me which one you like. And she drove the black one we now have, and she's in love with it. She loves our Charger. It's her Charger. It's mine, but it's hers. She picked it out. That was the one she chose. No, that's it. Okay. Good night. Nope, I was wrong. Another one came. Yes, you can. Oh, yeah. Most of my cars are financed. For years, I bought cars in cash. And I always drove used cars that I would fix up, but always Dodges. There's only 2 cars I drove that were not Dodges. My very first car my father made me buy was a 1968 Ford GT Talladega. And I drove that for 2 years, and it was a piece of crap, which is exactly what my dad wanted me to buy, because his attitude was, you're going to learn to fix cars with this car, which I did. And I kept it running for a couple of years. But when I finally saved up money and decided I wanted a better car, because, well, actually, I loaned my Ford to my sister one day, and she got into an accident with it and trashed it. And I still drove it for a few months, but I decided, and I bought a 1977 Dodge Aspen SE, RTSE. Man, that was a fun car to drive. It was a little pseudo fastback, little Dodge Aspen, which was known as the Dodge Dart Mini for a couple of years. But they did a 4-door sedan version of it, the Dodge Aspen, and then they did a 2-door fastback, the Dodge Dart Aspen SERT, and it had what was called the Slant 6 225 CCM engine in it. And man, that little 6-cylinder engine could fly. And it got great gas mileage. That was getting 25, 30 miles to the gallon back in the early 80s. That car could fly and get good gas mileage. It was a great car. And then I had my 87 Dodge Charger. And then I traded that in for a 1990 Dodge Shadow. And while we had the Dodge Shadow, we needed a second car. Joyce was working, going to school, blah, blah, blah. And we needed a second car. So for $300, I bought this little Buick Electra, little Buick POS that I kept running for a year or so. Got rid of that, and I got my 1979 Dodge Ram van. And then I got rid of the Ram van and got a Dodge Caravan. And then we got rid of the Dodge Shadow, and I had... I forgot, I had the Eagle. I had the Eagle Premier LS, which is one of the greatest jobs I ever bought. We've got your... Hey, Kyle, how are you? Although, I hate to say this, guys, I personally do not like Jeremy Clarkson. There's some things about the man in his personal life and the way he treats people and does things. I do not like the man. But that's another story. But, yeah, so my Eagle Premier, the guy wanted, the dealership wanted $4,400 for it. By the time I left the dealership, I'd paid $1,230 for it. I talked him down $3,000. I was well known in my family I'm a great car negotiator. You want to buy a car, at least in the day, I was your car shopper because I know how to buy cars. It was not the Dodge Eagle. It was the Eagle Premier. It was owned by Dodge, but it was Eagle. It was a distant relative of that Dodge 600, but I forgot. I've owned 3 non-Dodges. But that was actually a luxury sedan. It was a luxury sedan that I got for a song. And we loved it. And then when we got rid of that, we got a new Caravan. We got a Grand Caravan. I had the Dodge Charger, my 73 Charger during a lot of that period of time. And then when I sold my Charger, I had a little money left over after we caught up all our bills and got caught up and were okay with the house. The leftover money from my Charger, when I sold it, bought a Dodge Stealth, which was a fun car to drive. Ooh, that Dodge Stealth. That was a lowrider. You sat low in the street. That thing was fun to drive. Man. And then finally I bought the Dart. So we had the Dart and a Caravan. And then I traded in the Dart and got a Charger. And my son bought my Dart. And then we traded in, then we just went out and bought the Dodge Journey. So we got an SUV, which I like the Journey. It's nice, but I had this old Dodge Caravan that I used as a pickup truck. I could haul large pieces of furniture, sheetrock, plywood, 4x8 plywood sheets I could get to my Dodge Caravan. I had the stow and go seating where the seats went down low and gave you a flat back, so I could get 4x8 sheets laid down in the back of that. It was awesome, but it was dying. It had some issues, and so we traded in for the Journey, and I don't have half the room in the Journey that I had in my Caravan for my SUV. Yep. Yeah, the Mitsubishi 3000. I kept saying 300, but the 3000 GT, and it also had another name for a while. But yeah, Mitsubishi stole the Stealth designs when they broke off from Dodge and then turned around and created. They they helped build the original Stealths. Some were built in America, some were built in Japan. And then they were all built in Japan. And then when Dodge sold off Mitsubishi just industrial espionage. They stole so much from Dodge, it was ridiculous. That's a different story. See, the lowriders were lowriders not because they bounced, but because they sat low on the axle, and the guys loved to sit down low on them and have the air pressure out of the shocks way low so that, you know, you had like that much of the car frame above the street, and that's why they were lowriders. But I was never into that stuff. A lot of the guys in neighborhoods had the bouncing cars, they had the hydraulic shocks and that, and loved to get them bouncing. I was never into that. I thought that was stupid. Just like there's a lot of guys in the neighborhoods that love to buy classic old cars, and they put those giant tires. They put those giant tires on them, and I think that's hideous. They buy these gorgeous old muscle cars, and they put those monster tires on them. You know, skinny rubber, fat rims, and they just look horrible. Hey, Brian Jemsky, welcome in. Did I miss anybody else while babbling? I think I said hi to Kyle. But yeah, I will never not drive Dodge. I am a Dodge man. It's my family. I am related, distantly, but related. Close enough that I can claim I'm related. And my great-grandfather even helped start the company, but I don't get a dime for it because great-grandpa quit the company before they sold to the Chrysler Plymouth family. But to this day, even with Fiat owning Fiat Chrysler, to this day, Dodge has its own engineers and its own design department. Dodge is owned by Fiat Chrysler, and it was owned by Chrysler Plymouth for 70 years before that. Well, Daimler-Benz as well owned it for a bit. But to this day, Dodge has their own engineers, their own design company up in Detroit. Dodge has its own, they design. And Dodge invented the minivan. Whether people, the soccer mom van, people want to call it, that was a Dodge creation. Dodge invented the amazing Caravan, which became the minivan that everybody else imitated. But it started with Dodge, and it's still Dodge makes the best ones. The Dodge Grand Caravan or the Chrysler Town and Country, or even the Chrysler Pacifica. What's the best Dodge car you can drive? I don't know. Right now, the Hellcat. If you want a car to just kick, if you want a car that will beat every other car on the highway, that even the cops will look at you and say, we give up, you want a Dodge Hellcat. But you're going to spend a fortune in gas money. But the Dodge Hellcat is a monster. And yes, Joyce and I have considered buying a Dodge Hellcat. The Viper is the coolest. Now, they don't make Vipers anymore. They stopped making the Vipers in 2016, 2018. The last 2 years, they took the Dodge name off it and just called it the SRT. But it was still Dodge. Just like Ram. Ram trucks are Dodge. They used to be Dodge trucks. Now they're just Ram. But it's still under the Dodge corporate umbrella. And so, I mean, I can tell you there's all kinds of cool Dodge cars to drive. And of course, the GM guys will say Dodge sucks. The Ford guys will say Dodge sucks. But that's because they're jealous. Because Dodge ruled NASCAR. Dodge ruled NASCAR until Dodge stopped competing in NASCAR in the late 70s. And then Dodge went back. And the year Dodge finally won NASCAR again, they quit NASCAR again. Because Fiat, to save money, took them out of it. Yeah, but it's no longer the Voyager. It's now the Town and Country. It was the Plymouth Voyager. which then became the Chrysler Voyager, but now Chrysler calls it the Town and Country or the Pacifica if you get a certain version of it. Yeah, the original Dodge Daytonas, which was a Dodge Daytona was simply a Charger with a special front end and a spoiler put on the back. Because that's my thing. A Dodge Charger is not a Dodge Charger unless it has the spoiler on it. All right, so anyhow, enough about cars for now. We can come back to it. Somebody mentioned a little bit ago my video I dropped this week, the story of my Delmenhorst station. I've been wanting to pop that for a few months, actually maybe a year, and I kept going through old video trying to find did I ever videotape any of it, and I never did. And most of the photographs I used to build it, I got rid of because I took pictures. But I had this giant board, Joyce could tell you, I had this giant board on the wall over here, and I just had dozens of photographs of the Delmenhorst station up to use to model. Hey, Digger Evans, how are you? You know, Edward, I don't remember. I do not remember. Dodge did motorcycles so rarely. And I know they kept releasing stuff like that in Canada, and I didn't pay attention. I focused on the Dodge cars, and I couldn't even tell you the Dodge motorcycles. Yeah, I'll be dropping the sequel to it probably this week, I hope, if I can get to it, where I talk about building the bus center. But, you know, the thing is, I've realized it's so weird, but I was watching an old video of mine because nobody else watches them, I will. And I noticed that it was over 2 years ago since I finished the Delmenhorst station. It was over 2 years ago that I finished the Delmenhorst station. And one of my early, Model Train Outsider episode 14 or 15 was when I began rebuilding the table here to accommodate the station being done. So basically, the last thing I built was when I tried to do the Fowler car system on my layout, and that ended in April of 2020. So that was almost exactly 2 years ago. So it's been 3 years since I did the station and 2 years since I did the Fowler car system. I've built nothing. I've built houses and added them on, and I've done some things on the layout, but I've built, where I'm trying to build my proper layout, I've done nothing in 2 to 3 years. And so there's a lot of guys that have come here that have never seen me build anything. Well, as I've always said, you'll never see me build anything because I can't work on camera. I can't build on camera. I'm too conscious of the camera to focus on what I'm doing. But also, by the time I was finishing my station and started working on the bus depot, the hand tremors were starting to get bad. I mean, they had gone from 0 to bad over a 6-month period. Yeah, that was it. It was the Dodge Tomahawk. Thank you, Carl. It was the Dodge Tomahawk. Thank you. Damn, I'm embarrassed somebody else knew that. Well, hello, Heath. But the thing is, I never said I couldn't build. Well, I said I can't build. But I've talked about in the day, I used to build all this wargaming terrain, and I was quite, hey, I do a good job. Now, I have never worked with static grass. We had to do things differently 30 years ago when I was building wargaming dioramas and tabletop gaming scenes. Static grass was a relatively newer thing around, but we had tricks we used, including using static to fluff up grass and stuff, and piling it up, and taking spaghetti noodles and that and shaving them and gluing them to make it tufts of grass and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't Luke Towan level. But I was good. And if I had some of the tech and the drive that some guys had today, I'd be posting stuff that, would equate to what a lot of you guys do. I don't try to judge who's good, who's not good. But I felt I was good. So when I built that station, 100% from, 98% from scratch, because some of the doors were from kits. And I know some people get really touchy. That's not 100% scratch. You kit bashed that piece and that piece and that piece. If you're kit bashing, you're still building from scratch. Okay? That's like saying somebody that took flour, egg, and baking powder and built a cake from scratch. You didn't build it from scratch because you didn't grow the wheat yourself and make your own flour. There comes a point where these nickel and dimers, these rivet counters, and you know who you are. And the funny thing is, I have watched channels of guys that are pure rivet counters complain about rivet counters. And I'm watching them like, but you're a rivet counter. They may be worse than you, but you're a rivet counter. But anyhow, be that as it may, I never said I could not build decent models. I just can't build models anymore. This is something that's genetic. My grandfather had it. My dad had it. To be honest, my dad had it, by my age, my dad had it really bad. Where even with power tools, it took a lot of time and effort for him to control his drills, and he didn't want help. Oh no, my dad couldn't, but there were times where my dad would say, would you drill that for me while I do this? I can still operate all my big tools. But finite tools, even micro soldering, is becoming such a chore. And I'm hoping that when the stress of the last few years ends, maybe I can get this under control. But I'm on medication for it and it's not working. Or if it's working, it's it's hard to tell it's working. But so I was in a rush to build that, which is why there's a couple of things on it I like, but I think I could have done better a couple of years earlier. But I'm pleased with it. I think I did a great job. My biggest thrill, granted, all the people that talk to me about it say, wow, you did a nice job on that. But my greatest pride, people from Delmenhorst that come to my page and look at that train station and go, that's the Delmenhorst train station. And then they write me emails or they comment on the pictures I posted back in the day on it going, that's amazing. And as far as I know, it's the only Delmenhorst train station in the world. So I did a great job with it. I did a good job with it. And especially considering what was happening at the time, I'm very pleased with it. And I thought how I wired it and put the speakers in was very clever, if anybody watched the linked videos. But now I'm going to talk about the same thing because I didn't film building the bus station. I just, look where I'm at now. So I'm going to drop one showing how I built the bus station. Yes, I do Matt Clark as premieres, Heath, as I think you know. I do it as a separate premiere and then I start my live feed. I was having trouble because of all the cameras and all the stuff I've got loaded on my OBS. My CPU can't handle anymore. So when I was loading in big files like the parody songs and the Matt Clark, they weren't doing it. So now I launch it separately as a YouTube premiere outside of the live feed. Now, one of the big things with my retirement money, oh my God, I can't wait to get this money. It's still going to be a couple of months, but, well, actually, two months from today is my retirement day. June 1st is my official retirement. Today's April 1st. 2 months. I think I can make it. But I'm going to finally buy the computer I've always wanted, but could never afford. I'm going to have some mad money with my retirement money. I've already put up a list of trains I normally wouldn't have bought, but I'm going to buy now. But first I got to pay for stuff in the UK. But anyhow, Jerry's here. Hi, Jerry. But I'm going to buy a really good computer that and this computer's good. I mean, it handles 9 cameras. 10 cameras, it can't handle. If I do that's why I stopped doing the GoPro. Now, if I disconnected 3 of these cameras and erased them, I could do the GoPro. But all of a sudden, the CPU just can't handle all these cameras and the GoPro. And the CPU sending it to YouTube, it gets too laggy and choppy. No, I'm not getting R2-D2. I saw those at that train show, and cool, but no. But, so, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to get a really deluxe computer, and so that I can do all my cameras and handle it and learn a little bit more with OBS to make sure it can handle the signal. But the issue is between OBS, because actually everything looks good on my OBS. It's OBS to YouTube that's the issue. Or a Dalek. So yeah, it's the thing is, June 1st is my official last day, but I probably won't go into work my last 3 or 4 days because that's teacher work day and exam days. And I'm still debating what I'm going to do for my exam days. We're not legally allowed to, but a lot of teachers do. They give the exam the last day of classes and then tell the kids they don't have to come in on exam day. Because we have regular classes, and then at the end of term, first semester, second semester, so right before Christmas and right at the end of the school year, we have exams. That's where they come in and do their big comprehensive test. And a lot of teachers they give the test the last couple of days of school year, so they have exam days with no students where they can just get their room ready to close up for the summer. They can get projects and other stuff graded, and they're not dealing with students. I've never done that. I've always given the exams on exam day. But this is my last year. I may just say no exams, which we're not allowed to do. Well, what are they going to do? Fire me? So I've toyed with that idea. Ooh, everybody came together down there. You see that? All 5 trains at once. Yeah, you do, Heath. And I've got a decent CPU here. Again, it handles the 10 cameras and all the stuff just fine. But, yeah, I maxed it out. Again, if I were to drop 2 of these cameras, I could put the GoPro up, no problem. That's why I'm already missing one of the cameras. You know, I go to this view, and there's a camera down in the middle missing because it was sucking so much energy. It was a major cause of problems. Now, it was a 4K camera, and it was a crappy 4K camera. And OBS handles what I'm doing now. OBS handles what I'm doing right now. For example, this multi-view with all 10 cameras running, processed from OBS into YouTube, is currently running about 65% on my CPU. And the funny thing is, when I go to this one, even though it's the same cameras, it bounces around from 45 to 70, but it stays lower at times. But yeah, these cameras run about 65 to 70% of the CPU when I'm running this. The minute I turn that one on, it goes up to 79, 80%, and I've had crashes. Those crashes I had a couple of months back was because of that camera. So now I dump it. Yes, it is. It's late over there, Chimera. Thank you for coming in. Buongiorno, although I don't know if buongiorno works at this time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get it custom made. I don't know if I'm going to make it myself and just buy all the parts off a Newegg now that you can start getting the parts again. And I'll talk to my son and a couple of friends who are computer geeks. Because what I want to do is get a big tower. I want to get a big tower where I can put a whole bunch of dedicated USB ports on it, self-powered PIE ports, self-powered, and just plug a bunch of the cameras in where they're all dedicated, where the motherboard is a big motherboard and can handle all that, and the CPU can handle it. So just a big monster gaming and streaming computers. They make them. So that's going to be the big game, and I'll buy that as soon as I get back from the United Kingdom. Right now, money is the United Kingdom. I've got to pay for the hotels that Stephen Price has set up for us. I've got to book trains and pay for some of that, which is I'm gonna do that on the credit card, because if I do it with any other way, my bank charges me a fortune, but my credit card, I don't get paid for foreign transactions, so I save a bit of money using the credit card. A bit early for next week's stream. Stephen, your ears are burning. I start talking about our trip to the UK and you pop in. I swear you're just sitting there waiting for me to talk so you can come in. No, Joyce and I had a blast. Steve, thank you for everything you've done. I know we've been a bit of nags just because we're used to doing everything ourselves and we're not used to handing control over to somebody else, and we are control freaks. But the hotels and the choices you gave us, first of all, dude, you went overboard. Some of these hotels were like, we don't belong there. That's not our class. No, I'm not going later, Artie. I'm sorry. I broadcast at my time. So I'm just going to miss all my Aussie guys. I'll just have to catch up with you in other people's streams. But, yeah. So Joyce and I had a blast looking at the hotels. And seriously, there was one, and I won't mention it here. We looked at that. We immediately went, no. For no other reason than we're like, that's too nice. That is too fancy a hotel for us. We just need a bed. We just need a bed and a shower and a toilet, and we're good. And there was one hotel we're like, we would feel totally like we don't belong there. We'd feel like peasants sneaking into the queen's room. Six trains running total. And welcome, whoever 2 times. You're obviously knighted, so you had a different name. Hey, Chris, how are you? The 2x1 meter train model diorama at living room. Is that Dave Williams, or who is that? But yeah, we have 6 trains running at once. He's knighted, which means he's been here before. What hotel are we staying at in York? Good question. Was that the premiere? Okay, I'll have to look at it this way. Which hotel in York? UK trip. Holiday Inn. The York City Center Hotel Holiday Inn, which is very nice looking. Oops, there it is. Get that up and get this back up. Come on, back up there. There we go. All right, we're back in business. Yeah, this side of the world we all went for 1 hour, and now Australia goes back because they're on their winter. Yeah, the 53 Piccadilly Holiday Inn. Yep. No, we already got it marked. Yeah, the ones where you gave us choices, Joyce and I made our choices. But we enjoyed it. We had fun. And I'll tell you, Joyce was talking to me this morning after she got up and I was at work. We text back and forth. And she was like, oh, I feel so much better having finally seen hotels and knowing what we're going to do. So, yeah, it was nice. Joyce is finally chilled. Because Joyce makes me, when we do it to each other, but in this situation, Joyce makes me uptight because I'm the guy who does all the vacation planning. I book the trains, I book the hotels, I tell her where we're going, I run it past her, will you like this, would you like that? Because her only rule when we travel in Europe is it's got to be something new. You know, when we go to Germany, other than when we go to the north and go to Miniature Wonderland, she doesn't mind that. She likes Miniature Wonderland. In fact, she was the one that demanded the behind-the-scenes tour. She wanted the behind-the-scenes tour last time. But, yeah. I think trains are expensive. I think trains are the big expense. Price-wise, for what Steven's getting us, I think it's comparable to what we'd pay in the United States and even Germany, although we don't stay in hotels in Germany. We Airbnb where we rent a room, we rent somebody's basement room because we're never in the room. The only thing we're after is at least one of the places we stay at in the middle of our trip, which would probably be Edinburgh. Edinburgh is laundry. We got to have access to laundry. Otherwise, we got to go over to Chris's house and do laundry there. Well, hello, Alan. Hope you're well. It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen you here. Hope you're doing okay. And we've got Premier Inns. He got us a couple of Premier Inns. Yeah, now, who was it? I don't think Stuart's here. If Stuart is here from St. Mary's, he and somebody else posted videos this week. They got cross-country cars. I had never seen the cross-country cars before. I've seen the trains, the real ones, and I think they're awesome, but I had never seen 00 scale models of them before. Or if I had, I'd never seen them, but now a bunch of people this week got those cross-country passenger wagons. Wow, are those sharp. Those are nice. I could see those running on my layout. Those were gorgeous. Well, that's just it, Barry. We've been told by our travel advisor that yes, you should book early, but he says you can also, about 10 days before you leave for the country, you'll actually find bigger deals on the trains. So we're hoping. Yeah, you got plenty of water there, Artie. It'd be a little expensive to do our laundry there, to fly all the way from the UK to Australia to do our laundry for the... Because Joyce and I do our laundry once or twice while we're over there. I pack... There's two things I do. I don't know how much it drives Joyce. I pack one pair of fresh underwear for every day I'm going to be over there. I'm a one day only underwear guy. And then I tend to have almost a pair of socks for every day I'm over there. Jeans I'll wear 2 or 3 days in a row. Shirts, I'll rotate the shirts. But underwear and socks, a new pair every day. But that's just it. When Joyce and I are in Germany and travel, we just, like last trip we decided we wanted a mini fridge in all the rooms we stayed at. Just a mini fridge because we buy our foods and we take it with us. We travel the way Germans do. We pack sandwiches and munch a little bit as we travel. And we don't go out to eat a lot. Joyce and I don't go out to eat a lot. In Germany, we would eat a continental breakfast, bread, cheese, meat, cereal, piece of fruit, whatever. Then we would pack a sandwich, an apple, and munch through the day. And then we would go out to eat for dinner. And usually we found cheap pizza places or little cheap family-run pubs and restaurants where we could get a nice little schnitzel, spaghetti dinner, something like that. Because, see, all of you that want to meet me and we might come to your house to eat, I'm going to drive you crazy because I'm a very finicky eater. I'm very picky eater. I'm not a seafood guy. Like, I know the UK is fish and chips, and I'm not a fish guy. I'm burgers and steak. I'm burger, steak, and a good salami and Swiss cheese sandwich. And pizza. No, Jean Ricard, suitcase, underwear and socks pack up very small. So they don't take up a full suitcase. And Joyce and I have learned to pack lighter. When we first started going to Germany, we had big suitcases. We've learned to pack lighter. We've learned. That's why a laundry is so important. Because we want things to get fresh. Hey, Kieran, nice to see you, man. Hope you're good. God, it's like I just don't see you enough anymore. I need a more powerful GPU, but the computer I have actually has a strong one. But to run 10 cameras and all the other stuff I've got plugged into here. Ah, cool. Well, I assume I'll be seeing it before. I assume you'll put it on live feed before I get there because it's still 2 months. 2 months from today, we're flying to the UK. We don't arrive until the 2nd, but we're flying. We leave 2 months for today. I just got to see what the Canadian rules are. Sparky, if by any chance you're out there, do you know what the border situation is? I know we can go over now, but I know Air Canada sent a message several months back about things you have to do to fly out of Air Canada from the United States. Because we're flying out of Windsor. We save so much money flying out of Canada. It is ridiculous that Detroit and Windsor, the two airports, are 30 miles apart, but it's $1,000 to $2,000 difference in price. My fellow Americans, we are so ripped off by travel prices in this country. Yeah, well, that's true. You need the CPU too. You need them both, GPU and CPU. But yeah, the CPU is the real thing because that's the one that gets told your CPU is overloading, your CPU percentage. Because you remember you had that a while back, Heath, where your CPU started running 90%. And CPUs don't like running 75%. You got to have those things being cooled down. And even then, they can still run that high percentage. And this guy's got a massive fan on it. I have a big fan on it. It's ventilated well. But it's not a CPU designed to be doing multi... Because I've got all these cameras plugged into it, but I've got lots... See, even things that I'm not temporarily using on the stream are still drawing power. I've got memory. I've got external hard drives plugged in on the USB ports. That means they're draining power from this. I've got my Central Station 3 plugged into my computer to share information. That drains power from the CPU. Yeah, okay, 100% it was. I remember you hit 90 in that, and yeah, that's basically you're asking it to crash. Well, the problem is, Carl, I have been to Germany where they will advertise authentic American cheeseburgers, and they're horrible. I was like, when did you eat in America? Because this is not an American cheeseburger. But then I've run into these little grill places in Germany where they use what's called Hackfleisch. And if you don't know what Hackfleisch is half beef, ground beef, and half ground pork mixed together. Germans traditionally do not like full 100% beef. In the South they do, but like most meat in Germany, when they make burgers and stuff like that, is Hackfleisch. And one of the best burgers I ever had in Germany was this 50% beef, 50% pork. And of course, Germans do their own burger, which they call a frikadelle. A frikadelle. Yeah, Artie wants me to wear thongs over in Australia. I'm just going to say, Artie, if you want me in a thong, it better be an extra large. I got size 12 feet. See, the funny thing is, Artie, when I was a kid, we called those thongs and flip-flops in the United States. Now they just call them flip-flops, and thong is the what they call the dental floss that goes between people's legs as swimwear and underwear. Hey, Lee, nice to have you. And did you get your station announcement, your live stream announcement in? Yes, you did. Okay, you're good. All right. Are they, Leslie? Because now the nice thing is, we booked a flight to Germany for 2020, which of course got canceled because of the showstopper. So then they gave us a 48-month deferral on it. So we booked a trip in 2021 for Germany, canceled because of the showstopper. So then they came back and said, okay, your time is running out. We can give you your money back, but we're going to charge a percentage of you. And I'm like, that's my money. You canceled the flight, and then you're going to charge me to give me the cash back? I thought that was BS, but all airlines and banks do that. Such a ripoff. We've canceled your flight, but we're going to charge you money to give you your money back. But anyhow, so they just held it to us, and we booked last, oh my gosh, when was it? I think we did it in July or August. Last July or August, we booked and bought our tickets to the UK and back through Air Canada. So we got this done early. Now they gave us a couple of boosts and wound up costing us an additional $500, but it is what it is. If I had booked it myself, I would have actually saved $400, but they gave us a couple of deals, and then for an extra $200 each, we can move you into this type of passenger class. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Sorry about that, Barry. It was a good setup. That's why I'm not allowed to co-host on Artie's channel anymore. I've been turning his simple, innocent Australian tour show into a rather risque show, and I keep giving away secrets he didn't want given away. I didn't know it was a secret, Artie. I didn't know. It's weird. My mom is German. But my mom is German in a weird way. My mom also has Scottish blood in her. Even though both her parents were born in Germany, my mom has Scottish blood. My mom is descended from a Scottish family called the Crawfords, who are from Ayrshire, Scotland. Ayrshire, however you say it. And they came to America in the 1700s. And actually, her great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather has a county here in Ohio named after him. There's Crawford County in Ohio, and that's her great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. But anyhow, what happened is, they came to America from Scotland, and lived here a few generations. And then one of the great-great-great-great-granddaughters met a German guy here in America, married him, and then moved back to Germany. And 2 generations later, my grandfather was born in Germany and then emigrated to the United States. So I do have the Crawford tartan. It's maroon and green. It's a maroon and green. Indeed, but I've got to, well, again, I've got a good CPU in here. I think it's the the i11. I think it's an i11 in this computer. Is that the right one? i11? I'm trying to remember now. No, I'm sorry. Wrong. This is a Core i7. And I believe it's a quad core. It's a quad core i7. I wanted the i11 and couldn't afford it. All right, Digger, you take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping in. Always an honor. Didn't have a big crowd today. Ah, well. It is what it is. There were days I could get 35 in here. Now I'm lucky if I get 25. And, so, yeah, we're very eager. But the thing is, I know Germany inside out. And I know the geography of the UK. I know where everything is, you know. I know where Northumbria is. I know where Cumbria is. I know where York is. The only thing I got to know, and this is going to be a stupid question, but it's not stupid if you think about it. Are the Yorkshire Dales anywhere near York? I would assume York, in the heart of Yorkshire and the Yorkshire Dales, but the Yorkshire Dales, because York used to be a much bigger area, how close are the Yorkshire Dales to York? In other words, I'd like to crash on Lewis at Moldy Raspberry's place. Oh, it hasn't been quiet on YouTube. I've had so many people drop videos the last 2 days and today, so that's 3 days. I'm trying to watch them all. I haven't watched any of the ones dropped today, and I've seen already that 15 of my channels have dropped videos. And of course, tomorrow's the weekend, which means a crap load more are coming tomorrow and Sunday. Yep, those that are here are my loyal audience. The problem is I used to have a bigger loyal audience. But it is what it is. And I wasn't here to become a star. I published a book to become a star. That didn't work either. Indeed. Let's see, where is he? Let's just tell you what, we'll just follow him around the layout once we get him going here. So up the ramp. So here he's coming. We'll just follow him around for a bit. Here he comes up the ramp. I call this camera the up the ramp camera. There he is. He's coming around. He's coming around. He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes. All right. Now he's going into the station, so we get the station view. So now we catch him on the village view. Now we'll catch him on the DB view. Now we'll catch him on the 11-lane view. Now we'll catch him going around there and coming around here. And that's it. Oh, I'd love to be a star. I'm vain. I want people to love me. And now you can see him going up right in front of me here, going up the ramp. Oh, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people, and yeah, I know, my time going on. It's late in the evening in the UK. It's Friday evening. People go out to eat and all that, and Americans are still at work. there is no better time for me to go on. This was the best time. It's Friday. Joyce stays at work till 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes 5:30, although she tries to be home, but she is late again. Wherever Joyce is, if you're listening out there, woman, get your butt here and do it. And hi, Roy, by the way. Yeah, I know it's an awkward time right now, and with the Aussies setting their clocks back, guys like Gary and Artie and Greg and those guys, they're not going to be coming in. I mean, I could probably do. The thing is, Saturdays are days where if I have projects, I'm running to the shops, I'm running to the Home Depots, the Menards, the lumber yards. I'm running out there all the time on Saturdays. Saturday is my go shopping days. So I hate to tie myself down to doing a show Saturday, because I could probably do one Saturday mornings. I don't know who goes live Saturday mornings. I know there's a couple of channels that do them, but I'm not subscribed to them. And I try very hard not to cross streams, because crossing streams to me is bad on the internet, when fighting ghosts, and at bathroom urinals. Those are three places where crossing streams is bad. So 3:30 Fridays worked great for me, and yes, a lot of people back at work. Yeah, but I mean, I could move if I really was desperate to move. Indeed, exactly. People could watch from home. Everybody's back to work. Everything you say is absolutely true. The UK guys, you know, it's late in the evening over there. Europe, it's an even hour later there. Well, most of the UK guys. Yep, I just don't want to get that crazy 2x1. At least not yet. Because if I really wanted to, I could try to find one of the old Roco camera view, cab view locomotives where they had the camera inside the locomotive already. They're a little harder to find, and you might have to pay a pretty penny for them. But I've got cube cams, and I've got a GoPro I can stick on. Just make sure I have breakfast ready at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. is what time I get up every day anyhow. I get up at 5, I'm at work at 6. So I'm really not worried about it. I really, really am not worried about it. I just throw crap out there because I don't have the filter when I'm online. Actually, I do have a strong filter because I really try to avoid dropping F-bombs. Because when the camera's off, the F word is in my vocabulary a lot. So, but, you know, the thing is, like everything I do, it suits me. And whomever else it suits, awesome. But it suits me. You know, no, Stefan. I'll be getting up at 6:30 when I retire, because that's when Joyce gets up. I get up at 5, I'm gone at 6, Joyce gets up at 6:30. So I'll get up with her and start my day, do my workouts, take walks, maybe come down, work on the layout. Because that is one thing. When I retire, I might start doing a daily morning show. If I can come up with enough topics. I mean, I'm pretty good at winging it, but winging it day to day. But no, I have plans for when I retire. There are some things I really want to study hard. I might take a couple online courses in 3D design so I can design some buildings and get them printed up for my layout. I know one of the things I'm going to desperately do this summer is get this Fowler car system sorted out once and for all. That's a big thing. But I'll ride my bike when the weather's good. I will go for walks. I might even rejoin the gym and work out then at the gym. Now that I've lost all the weight, go back to the gym. But, you know, there are some things that I'm going to take off of. I'm going to become a little housemaid. I'm going to be cleaning the house for Joyce and doing more cooking. Because she does most of the cooking. No, Artie, trust me, I won't. Because I'll take days off. I'll take sick days. And I sleep in. I wake up when Joyce wakes up. If I know, I've got a very strong internal alarm clock. Joyce would back me up on this. I could say, I got to get up at 6, and I don't need the alarm clock. But when I know I don't have to get up, I can sleep through. So if I know I have the day off, like let's say I skipped work today. I didn't, but let's say I did. I would have slept in. I would not have woken up at 5 because if I know I don't have to get up, that's all I need. In fact, that's one of the things about travel. It even drives Joyce a bit crazy. Is I don't get jet lag. I do not get jet lag. I make myself stay awake. Like when we arrive in England, we'll be tired. We will be dead tired because we will have left what is at 4 o'clock Toledo, Ohio time. And we will not finish traveling until 9 a.m. United Kingdom time. So we will have gone all night on the plane without really sleeping, no nap, cramped up, all that stuff. And we arrive, we're dead tired. And we might go to, if, you know, we could get into a hotel room at 10 a.m., we might try to sleep for an hour, but we wake ourselves up and then we just stay wide awake and we go to bed at the normal time, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and get up at 7, 8 o'clock the next morning. That's it. I'm good. I'm on the new clock. Joyce takes a couple more days. Well, the problem is Stefan Randall is on call at work, so he may say, I'm going to start taking walks, but then work says, get in here. We need you to take this from here to there. We need to take this from here. That's the worst thing. Hey, Colin, you just got home from work. Great to see you here. See, that's the one thing about my job. Actually, two good things about my job. Is I had a consistent clock. I was not on call. Now, I've had, you know, I will tell you, being a teacher, everybody thinks, oh, you work 8 to 3 or whatever, and then you got all that free time and you don't work in the summers. We work in the summers. And we don't work 8 to 3. I work 7 to 3, and then I work 5 to 7 and 9 to 11. Joyce works 8 to 5:30, and then maybe 7 to 11, 11:30, sometimes midnight. We work. We teachers earn our pay. We earn more than our pay, but that's that. But my work schedule is consistent. Monday through Friday. I don't work weekends. Bonus. That's why I don't complain about my pay. Because I chose this job. No jet lag even on the rail jet. The nice thing about traveling by train in Germany, though, is I can nap if I am tired. Because, you know, some of that's going to be how good is the bed I'm sleeping in. Oh, and I will say this. I don't know if Stephen Price is still listening in the background. But to all you people in the UK, are all your damn beds short? I just blew half your ears out if you had earbuds. I'm looking at all these hotels, and I'm 6'3". If I put on shoes, I'm 6'4". None of those beds look like a 6'3" person fits on them. I'm like, my ankles are going to be hanging over the bed. And, you know, and so the people who have on-call jobs, or, you know, not even where it's consistent, like, you know, whoever, somebody mentioned, was it Kyle mentioned he works third shift. My son has worked second shift and third shift. His fiance right now is bouncing between one day she works first shift, the next day she works third shift, the day after that she works second shift. That would kill. That's just ridiculous. And any company that does that to a worker needs to be bitch slapped. Because that's just ridiculous. To make somebody, you can't get into any kind of rhythm, and you can't have any kind of social life. Omni Road. Did I try laying sideways? Yeah, but Joyce gets upset about that. Because even the long ways, it's still short. See, the problem is Joyce is 5'7". I'm 6'3", Joyce is 5'7". Which tells you how impressive Joyce is, because she's only 5'7". She comes up to here on me. And she doesn't take crap. She just can't go nose to nose with me. For us to go nose to nose, I have to bend down. You got something to say there, little woman? Yeah, what's a social life? But we're old, Artie. I've never had a social life. My social life is Joyce. I used to bowl, but my social life was I played soccer and adult softball and baseball for years, and I played it every night of the week. And then I coached sports. But I never had going out, once I got married and had kids and that, I didn't have going out with the guys, and Joyce really didn't have going out with the girls. We had our bowling leagues, we had our softball leagues, but there was never the, I'm going out with the guys. And to be honest, I was never big into going out with the guys. Because most of the guys, when you go out with the guys, all they do is sit around and bitch about their wives or bitch about their jobs. And it's like, I spend all day at work. When I'm done with work, I don't want to talk about work. And then when guys are complaining about their wives and their divorces and everything else, I'm just sitting here with Joyce in the background going, okay, here's another guy that had a lousy divorce. And everybody's like, yeah, you sound lucky. You know, it's like, okay, I get it. And that is a problem, you know, and I don't want it to go politics, but especially in corporate America, but corporations around the world, you're their slaves, even if they pay you. Well, we expect you to come in on Saturday and Sunday and finish that job. We expect you to stay 3 hours without overtime. We expect you to do this. We expect you to smile. All right, I'll let you in on a little secret. Hey, Laura Lynn's here, and Ewan's here. Kyan! Opa! Kyan, how are you, Kyan? Yeah, we need Grandma to get her butt down here. Where's Oma? Where is Oma? Is she even home? But yeah, Randall, but some companies don't even pay it. But my daughter that lives with us, she got fired about 5 weeks ago from her job. She got fired. She was working for Lowe's. Now, Lowe's has a simple firing process. Anytime a customer complains about you, whatever the complaint is, you get a black mark. Every time a customer complains about you, you get a black mark. It doesn't matter if the customer's being a douchebag or not. Anytime a customer goes over and says, that girl at the paint wouldn't help me, black mark. You get so many black marks, you're fired. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no defending yourself. All the managers do is come up and says, we had to give you a black mark today because a customer complained about this here. Now, the Lowe's she's working at, like a lot of Lowe's, is skeleton staff. Not because people won't come to work like the media puts out. People just don't want to get jobs. Lowe's pays minimum wage, okay? Now, my daughter had been there long enough, she wasn't making minimum wage. I think she was making $16, $17 an hour. Okay, but Lowe's skeletonizes their crews. They won't hire people. Lowe's had my daughter in charge of the paint department, but she also has to watch flooring. And she often, along with doing flooring, had to watch blinds. So she's technically in charge of paint department. And by the way, my daughter is a horticulturalist. She's got a degree and she was hired to work in their plant section. She was supposed to be in their garden section, but they laid off a few workers, and 2-3 years ago they moved her over to paint to fill in, and then they decided they liked the job she was doing at paint and kept her there and never let her go back to gardening. And she became the person in charge of their paint department, even though that's not her field. But she knows paint because she's a smart girl, and whatever job she takes, she learns it. But they had her covering 3 departments, and you got somebody at blinds throwing a temper tantrum because there's nobody at blinds. You got 3 people at paint who are bitching about the color or nobody's waiting on them, and she's one person trying to cover all 3, and these people go and complain. And I don't know if you've ever been at a home, and I'm telling you now, if you're one of those people that goes to a store and gives the workers grief, get the fuck away from me. Because those people bust their butts even when you think they're not, and they get treated like crap by their managers and by the people that come into the stores. You know, we had a pandemic, and the store had rules, wear masks. Half the people come in, you ain't gonna make me wear a mask. And my daughter's like, I can't serve you unless you put a mask on. And these people throw a temper tantrum, and then my daughter gets a black mark. And it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So she finally got too many black marks over a 6-month period or 2-month period, whatever it was, and they came in and fired her. She just went into work and they said, oh, we just got notified from central office, you got fired. And they're like, I really wouldn't have recorded it if I had known you were this close. Everybody apologized to her. But she's had so many customers because they're complaining about everybody there. People are getting fired daily at the Lowe's she worked at because the stupid Lowe's policy of the customer's always right. They fired her. She was their best worker. She ran the paint department. She did flooring. She did blinds. And she was supposed to be their garden person. And then they fired her because too many customers complained. And I've been at Lowe's. And I see how the customers act. I can't stand the way people act in stores because I don't treat people that way. I don't care if I think that person's being lazy or not working fast. Okay? Maybe they've had a bad day that day and no, they can't take it out on me, but I shouldn't be taking my day out on them either. And I've worked on that side of the counter. And customers are jerks. Customers are douchebags. And you get too many people coming in. If you're not taking care of me right away, I'm going to throw a hissy fit. So people order paint, and they say, this isn't the paint we ordered. My daughter says, here's the color card, right? Here's the color. This is not the paint we ordered, and I demand you remake it. Okay, we'll remake it for you, blah, blah, blah. They're all like that. And yeah. And, you know, now, to be honest, she's kind of happy she got fired because she's not putting up with that crap, but she's got to go get another job. But the companies can do it because, nobody's unionized, so the companies can do what they want to the workers. And like I said, 3 years ago, I would have sung the praises of that Lowe's store, but the new managers that have come in, they've destroyed the store, the district manager and the local managers. Even their corporate headquarters from Columbus have told them, hire more people and change the system. but it's a computer. The managers are told if one of the employees gets a complaint, they have to go to the computer and mark customer complaint. She had too many customer complaints over a period of time. Bam, fired. And am I a dad defending my daughter? No. No. Because I know what my daughter goes through because I'm at that store and watch the customers acting like idiots. I'm at Menards and Lowe's and watching the entitlement of customers everywhere. It's annoying. And some people, maybe some here, might act that way at stores. Well, these people, blah, blah, blah. No. You know, do you understand my daughter? So now, does that mean my daughter was smiling with customers even when they're being rude? No. I know my daughter. I know full well that at times when a customer was being a jerk, she's not going, I'm sorry, I'll do everything I can to help. She's like, look, let me explain this to you. This is what happened. This is how you did it. And I was over at Blinds. I'm sorry. I will help you as soon as I can. There's nobody else working here. I will get to you as soon as I can. But that customer in Blinds was first. I will come and take care of you with paint. So no, I'm positive. I know my daughter wasn't always, I'm sorry, I will be with you right now and ask this other customer to wait. No, I know my daughter. I know she looked at people dead in the eye and said, I can't help you right now. I'm with another customer. Well, the problem is so many stores like Walmart and Lowe's have the customer is always right. They will treat because they're scared they'll lose that customer's business. And yet, corporate practice shows the companies that do the best, like Costco, you know, are the ones that pay their employees very highly and back their employees up, where the employees feel like if a customer's being a jerk, the manager and the corporation's got their back, and not, oh my God, the manager will turn on me. All business models show that the best businesses are the ones usually that care about their customers. Now, we can talk about, well, even Facebook and Google and Amazon. They treat a lot of their employees very well, but they treat a lot of them like crap. Yeah, she's not moving to Vermont. The thing is, you know, I don't want to get into too much of her personal life, but she got a degree in landscape design and engineering. The problem is she really wanted to start there. You know, she wanted to go straight in. She does not like the idea that she would hire on to any company and they're just going to have her carrying bags of dirt. She's like, I got a degree. And it's like, honey, we all have to start as grunts. When I started as a teacher, I got the crappiest classes with the crappiest students when I started. You have to work your way up. And I got the toughest classes. You have to work your way up. But now she can get some jobs at greenhouses, but they're paying minimum wage, which is half of what she was making. And she's like, Dad, I can't afford my bills. I was like, honey, you're making no money. You can't afford your bills now. Anyhow, that's enough of that. She's probably hearing me upstairs. I want to know where Joyce is. Joyce is half an hour late. Is Joyce home? Where's my phone? Come on. PayPal sent an attachment. An attachment for what? Sorry. I'm ignoring you and talking on my phone. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, Randall, sure there are people that don't want to work. There are people that don't want to work. Some of them are billionaires, okay? And they inherit their money and they don't want to work. There's always that class of people. But a lot of people don't, even the people you say don't want to work, a lot of them don't want to work because they get treated like crap at their jobs. They don't get paid well. We treat them bad, like, hey, you're flipping burgers. You don't deserve $7 an hour. Well, yeah, but they're flipping burgers for you because you were too freaking lazy to go cook your own burger, okay? They provide a service, and they should be paid. You know, and I don't want to get into the politics of minimum wage, but when jobs, and most of the jobs these people get right now, the customers treat you like crap, the managers treat you like crap. You know, you don't want to excuse laziness. I know there's laziness. And yeah, I've seen it. Okay, I'm a teacher. Trust me, I see people that just don't want to work. I've seen some bad teachers. But it's you know, but it's epidemic, especially in countries like America, where I mean, we just treat people badly to begin with. Let's do it. Well, actually, I wanted to pick a different train to follow around, so let's get up the ramp real quick. Let's follow the ICE-4 around now. So here comes the ICE-4 up the ramp. So now we'll catch him coming through the station. That camera's got a tilt to it. I keep trying to fix it. Village view, and we see the two ICEs passing. ICE-4 coming around. So let's get to the passing me right now. So now here he comes. Up, you got the two guys in the distance, but here comes that ICE-4 here. And we'll catch him on the 11 lane camera coming around here now. We'll catch him on that Nexigo camera right there. And then we'll catch him on this camera. And then we'll catch him on the long view as he comes around. No, I haven't had a chance to see any videos today. Actually, I lie. I watched, somebody, but I haven't commented on it yet. Somebody put up a new video this morning. Yeah, Randall, and I think we're going to agree to some point, disagree at others. But, again, if you give people a semblance of hope, you give people a semblance of respect, the number of people that just want to sit on their butts and drink and do drugs, because, again, there are lawyers, there are doctors that want to sit around and drink and do drugs. And, yes, they go to work, but they're doing drugs. And do you really want that doctor diagnosing you? They work and do drugs, you know, and we got a whole issue here of poverty and everything else that, again, it will start to go to politics. But if we have a situation where workers are paid fair wages and treated with respect, a lot of that people don't want to work. Because you can go to Germany and you'll find people who don't want to work. But the vast majority of the people there work, have jobs, have nice homes, and the crime rate in Germany is unbelievably low. Because people, you know, take away the healthcare issues. You know, the medicine in Germany, a lot easier, a lot cheaper than here. Oh, was it on his Facebook page? Okay, yeah, I did see that. I'm trying to think who, I watched a couple of videos. Oh, Galgram Hall. Paul at Galgram Hall put up a new video, but I didn't comment on it yet. He did a great little layout. He actually ran trains. Instead of building something, he ran trains, which he hadn't done in a long time. And, yeah, I saw Sam posted something, but I didn't watch it. I haven't watched the last several videos by Sam. Oh, Omni, you got the green one? You got the... Yeah, that's a nice one. My friend Herb, who might be listening in, he bought a couple of ICE-3, an ICE-1 and an ICE-2 and an ICE-3 and he sent them off, and he's getting the ICE-3 with the German flag stripe. Instead of the red stripe, it's got the German flag stripe on it, which is gorgeous. And then he's having his ICE-3 done with the blue stripe that they ran at, they did as a special. Yeah, and Roy, that's too. And again, we start to border politics there. So, Randall, I agree with everything you're saying. Roy, I agree with everything you're saying. And hopefully you kind of see where I'm saying it too. And this is the issue. There isn't a black and white. There isn't all this and all that. There is a spectrum. There is a spectrum. But yes, we have corporations that get bailouts who then turn around and cry about bailing out a school system or bailing out workers. Disney Cruise Line. Let me throw this one out there. Hark, I hear a wifey poo. Disney Cruise Line in 2021 asked the government for a multi-billion-dollar bailout for the money they lost because of the showstopper. There's just one thing. Disney Cruise Lines pays no taxes to the United States. All their ships are registered in Liberia and everywhere else. They pay nothing in taxes to the United States, but they wanted money from the United States to bail them out. That's BS. I'm sorry, it might be political, but that's BS. You don't even pay money to this country, but you want this country to give you money to sort your billionaire butts out. No. Here, you take the mic. I'm ranting.
You are ranting. You're being a bit political, too.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying no political, and then we're trying to keep it political. Politics, economics. We're trying to talk economics.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, that gets
we were
political.
talking about books.
So, hi, Leslie. Hi, Sean. Hi, Randall.
Start over.
Hi, Roy.
Hi,
everybody.
Artie. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Bang.
Nice to see you all.
Well, Lizzie had to bring me my inhaler this morning.
Oh, did she? Yikes.
Yep. Hi, X-Me.
Say hi to Kai. He's watching out there.
Hi, Kyan. Oma loves you. And hi, Bang. So, I was dizzy this morning. So, hi, Joseph. Nice. Didn't have Lizzie bring my inhaler.
Yep.
She did.
Oh, you still sound like you could use it again.
Yeah, of course I left it at school.
It is April Fool's Day.
Oh my God, my kids laid one on me.
Oh, did they?
They did. Yeah. Hi, Kiwi. Oh golly, yeah, I don't like that train, but
Edward, I'm a teacher. I've seen that too. They work harder to avoid doing the work than if they would just do the work.
Yeah, it's the truth. You dug a tunnel to the bank to rob the bank collapsed. Haha, there's your April Fools. So, hi, Happy. Hi, Karen. They did a March Madness singing concert, or contest, and they were naming the, it was a song about the states, and they named the states through. And my class was super motivated. They were the class to beat. So they did the finals against a third grade class today. And so they did that in the music class. They came out from gym with their heads down. And with their heads down, we lost the contest. I mean, you did. They were favored to win. They were very enthusiastic and practiced a lot with me. And they said somebody started laughing and talking. Now that was completely believable because they do. And so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you guys, did you really? I said, that's terrible. And then they finally went, April Fools, we won. I'm like, oh, you totally had me. Because those little craps have been talking and laughing an awful lot through classes. So, yeah, they got me. What did you put up?
Nothing.
Something.
No, it was for Jean Ricard.
Gotcha.
You'd be on my side. No, we were talking about Dodge, all kinds of Dodge cars.
Yeah, I know.
So did you read? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
you want to buy a Dodge Viper? Yeah.
You were listening at work?
So. I just watched the premiere at work.
Yeah, but we were talking Dodge cars later. So
No,
you
I
wouldn't have
didn't
seen.
see that.
Yeah,
no.
we're talking about. No, I said that it wouldn't take too much to talk you into buying a used Viper in the price range. We've seen the
Holy
older
moly.
ones. You
I
like
don't.
Vipers. Would you?
Oh, I'm not a fan of Vipers. Are you kidding? You would be racing.
Who are you? You have always said you liked Vipers.
Oh, enough, but not enough to buy one.
Well, because they were so expensive.
They're expensive and they're fast, and you get tickets driving them.
But they're cool cars, right?
They are cool cars, but they're small.
And you wouldn't mind having one. We could trade in the Charger and the Journey
No,
and get
they're
a...
so small, you never get anything else in it.
Yeah, I know.
Mister, I wanted that van back,
Yeah. Hey, you wanted the
Jeez.
Journey, I wanted a van back.
Yeah, I just thought vans are too dorky now. You look like the...
You got
Soccer
tired
team.
of all the soccer mom jokes and comments.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm over that. My kids are all grown up. Excuse me. We
I'm
got
leaving this on this camera for a
the
while.
Journey for the kayaks. Made a Ned Kelly helmet and went to unmanned train station.
Oh, that's it. I watched Artie's video
Gotcha.
this morning, too.
Is he horsing around? So anyway, now my kids got me that way, but no, we had longhouse projects that we did. So I wanted to grade the longhouses that are worth 6 points. I had one class, did not follow directions at all. So no bigger than 9 inches in length. Oh yeah, we had some bigger than a foot. It's like, holy crap. Now they look nice, but they're just giant. And I got a mom. Why did you shame those kids who brought it in on the wrong day? You hurt them after working so hard on their project. Oh, get off of me, Karen. They didn't listen at all. Well, look what she wrote down. She didn't write it all down.
I don't want to interrupt your talking, but he's still giving me grief.
I know. I put Anthony in his place, you think? Huh. So anyway, how is everybody else?
Well, everybody else is fine except Jean
Reading
Ricard,
and
who apparently
busy.
woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
I'm busy. I was so busy this week.
I liked today's episode of Matt Clark, since you asked.
Yeah, it was a good one. I liked it
I
on
liked it.
there. Did I like it on this one?
No.
Okay, I'll like it later. Tried to hold up the donut store. Yeah, why not? Anthony's stepson.
My stepson beat you to it.
Who the heck is your stepson? Right? I don't know.
I don't know. Do I have a stepson?
I don't know.
Must be an unnamed stepson that I don't know
Considering
anything
he's
about.
only been married once, I think you're really pushing it there,
I,
Artie.
not only have I only been married once, you're the only girlfriend I've had.
Well, yeah, we decided that was enough, and one was done.
You're the only woman I've ever...
The daughter's watching. Made babies with, that's what you gotta say. 3 of you, we love you, Lenny. You understand you didn't come from the stork.
You're the only one I've ever done the hokey pokey with.
There you go.
You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about.
Just stop. Hi, effing car guy. Still think that was the best name.
Well, now it's just the Card Taker Garage.
Mr. S. Lion.
What's
Lion? Carl. And we're calling to work the zoo. That wasn't April Fool's when you got the staff of the hotel to go take a break.
Wait.
That was funny.
Oh, you mean when we were driving to
In
Niagara
Niagara
Falls?
Falls, yeah.
That wasn't April Fool's, no.
No, it wasn't April, but it sure was funny.
It was a construction crew.
Oh, I thought it was the maintenance cleaning crew at the hotel.
Was it? I thought it
think
was
so.
just a construction crew.
No, I think it was the hotel.
Yeah, Joyce and I.
It
when
was
we would
a
travel,
hotel. We don't even know
we
which
would-
one.
See, I ran the exchange program, so we had. I took my kids to Germany, and then a couple of German teachers brought their kids to America. And while they were here, we would take them to Niagara Falls in Canada. And we couldn't fit them all in one vehicle, so I rented a van, and Joyce would drive our van, and we'd get everybody in that way. So, but to talk to each other, we'd have walkie-talkies.
Walkie-talkies. It was
And when
the
we get
cheapest
into
way.
Canada, because cell phones, you lose service, so you're roaming, and we couldn't afford the roaming
Right.
charges. So,
It was
so we
easier
used
anyway.
walkie-talkies.
Yep. Just click.
And, I'll get on the walkie-talkie and just start talking to Joyce and babble anyhow, just to be silly.
Yeah, the
But
Germans don't talk
we
to
got
us.
near Hamilton. We were getting near Hamilton, and all of a sudden we're starting to get all this people talking on the same channel we are. The channel had been quiet, and all of a sudden all these people are talking. And Joyce and I are talking, and they start going, who else is on the line? This is supposed to be a secured line. This is supposed to... And I'm like, who the heck's talking here? And all of a sudden they start saying, oh, well, and they started talking like they had this meeting here, and I just, to be me, I was like, they had mentioned a guy named Dave or something. I'm like, well, Dave said we should all meet over at the McDonald's across the street at 1 o'clock, and that the whole staff should be there or something like that.
Yeah.
Just listen to him. Really, Dave said that? Yeah. Didn't Karen tell you? No, Karen, you didn't tell me. No, I'm just hearing it now, too. And, yeah, literally they all said, all right, well, we'll all be over there in half an hour.
We were laughing so hard. Oh my God. I mean, the Germans were on the floor. It was so funny. So yeah, we sent them all on a break. I would have loved to have seen it when they figured it out, but it was too funny. Kingsman, okay. So, I don't know. Artie's joining the gang up there, honey, with Sean.
Artie's joining the gang?
He's joining the gang up on you.
Oh, he's always part of that gang.
I know. Roy just finds it funny. So I thought this week's episode was cute too.
That was the one with the spear.
Yeah, with the spear,
The declaration of the war spear.
and then shake out of it, slap, slap. That's not the way to do it. Whack, 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 whack. That was funny.
Gil, get out of it, Gil. Because I did that whole voice with clenched teeth. Come on, Vince. It's me, Vince. Me, Vince. Come on, Vince. I'm sorry. That's not how you do it. Leave this to the medical professionals.
That's
how you do it.
That was good. Yeah, just slapped themselves as up. That was funny. Yeah, let's order steak with steak for dinner.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, you got to do it though.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
You do it. Yep.
Oh, God.
You're giving me a break.
Cook. I tell you.
You're not cooking.
I dial and dial and dial. I don't
Yeah.
even dial anymore.
No,
I
you do it
punch keys, I punch
online.
keys, and I
Yeah,
punch keys.
That's right.
Yeah, Steak Escape sounds good.
You foreigners need to stick together.
Us foreigners need to stick
Right
together.
now, there's probably more
If you're in your own country, are you a foreigner?
Yeah, there's probably more non-Americans
Or are
than
you saying
Americans
you're
in
members
here
of the
right
band
now,
Foreigner?
I
They've had
think.
so many members, it's possibly true.
It's true.
I've been waiting for a girl like you.
Real. Oh my God.
Yeah, that grumpy face with the eyebrows was a last-second decision. And when I first showed it to Joyce, she let it go, why is there an emoji on it? It's their declaration of war spear. We're pissed.
I don't know how pissed we are. We're just very grumpy. That's what it looks like.
We're pissed. Here, take your camera on you.
I don't want my camera on me.
What?
It was alright with it off of me.
Yeah.
I'll watch me rock. Now I'm just clearing out my 600,000 emails since I've been gone. 600,000 emails.
600,000?
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Experian keeps that. Oops, you changed my channel.
I didn't, you did. Leslie says, okay, he's got to go. Thanks for stopping by, Leslie.
Not on me though, right?
I'm trying to get it to straighten up. It's doing that Batman, 60s Batman lean thing.
Night, Leslie.
Well, I guess I wouldn't mind which one you found cuter. If you found me cuter, I'd be honored. If you find her cuter, I understand. I find her cuter too.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the way it works. That's all right. We are a team, as you figured out. Give you the medical treatment? What's the medical treatment? Which medical treatment? Oh, gotcha. Quack. Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
He's bigger than I am.
Yes, I am.
That's how it comes along. Anyway, we all hit the like button because, that's really nice when you hit the like button.
This is not a top-bottom relationship, if you understand that. It is not.
No, it's not. So, anyway.
Joyce is not a dominatrix, even though she plays one on TV.
Of course he's talking about manga, because that's what he does, Crossing.
Yes, he's a manga guy. Manga.
Well, he's got a lot more subscribers than I do.
Sorry, Artie. I got 1,100 subscribers. She's got 52.
And you don't really log in for me. Let's face it. But I think I'll do a video this week.
It was anime as opposed to manga.
Oh,
but doesn't all anime start
bad.
as manga first? Doesn't it start as the books first and then somebody makes a movie?
I don't know.
Probably not.
No, I just do the bills. Oh, you can like anybody you want.
You're not old-fashioned. You're just heterosexual.
Yeah, you can be wherever you want to be.
I like women too, and I'm not old-fashioned. Well, I'm old-fashioned about some things.
I have felt so old this year at work. I guess your 30 puts you over the.
My what?
Like here, I think year 30 just puts you over the edge. I have felt old this year.
Wow, Kieran's taking off. Okay, bye, Kieran. Take care, man. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, and if
Don't talk like we used to. I missed that.
Yeah, and watch the Matt Clark if you didn't. That's good, Artie. I'm glad.
See, I had a gay guy tell me I was good looking. I wasn't offended. Yeah. I questioned his sight, but I don't have many women walking up to me telling me I'm good looking. So if a gay guy did, what the hell?
They're happy if you
tell me more about my eyes.
You have beautiful blue eyes, too.
See, the problem is my brother is gay, and he looks quite a bit like me. Well, he's a lot bigger than me.
Yeah.
But when we were younger, he had darker hair.
But
clearly enough like me that from a distance you could mistake us. Because I would occasionally walk places and have guys wave at me. And I'm like, I don't know them.
You don't
I think you mean my brother.
Yeah. Was he rich?
Was who rich?
The one who was finding you appealing.
I'll send him your way, Artie. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, he's got a...
It only registered the first time you watch it. Well, she's only posted 3 of her own videos.
My own videos. I'm going to do another one, though.
She says she's going to do another one.
I thought I only
She's just trying to figure it out.
2. I just got to order them.
You just got to order... Oh, you got to order them.
Hi, Donegal Dad.
Well, hello, Mark.
I gotta put them in order, and I think I know what to do. I gotta write it out.
She's doing another top 5 list.
I am.
She's decided that's where Vane is. She's half as good as Letterman, so she's doing a top 5 list.
I'm not even half as good as Letterman, but that's beside the point. That's about all I can come up with.
All that she's got time for.
There's that. I have 60 essays to grade this weekend.
Joyce is a very impatient and ADHD person. She counts to 5. 1, 2, forget it, 5. 1, 2, 5. I'm done. I ain't got time to go 3, 4.
Yeah. Yep, and I grade things pretty immediately. Otherwise, they really bother me. Just get the pain over with. Just cut it off.
See, that's what the thing's talking about. Joyce doing the singing for me.
Yeah.
No, that's all me. That's all me, Stefan. That is me. No, my brother is much bigger than I am now and always had darker hair.
Quite a bit. And he's a jerk.
Yeah. My brother and I don't get along. In fact, we haven't talked to each other since 2003.
And it wasn't nice.
But, no, what train of thought was I on? Train of thought.
Yeah, I think you got off that train already. Yeah, no, start a new train because it just hasn't been good.
Train it's almost dinner time.
It is almost dinner time.
Oh, next week, this time next week, knock on wood, the ICE-4 shall be featured again, but it will have its new 3-car expansion set because that came in this week and I ordered it. It's currently in Belgium for some reason.
Yeah, Belgium? That's not in between.
I don't know.
That's
why
not between
it went from
A and
Detmold
B.
to Belgium, but that's where it is. It didn't go to Cologne. It went to Belgium.
Oh, cool.
What?
The video's brilliant. It was the my introduction to your channel.
Ah, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that was how I got myself in front of the camera, as at ease as I see now, was to create this alternative me, the ghost of 2015. So it becomes the yin yang. I play the dark, pessimistic, it's a lot of work guy, and he's the all upbeat, yeah, we can do it, you can do anything, the creative, artistic side. Yeah, Artie, breakfast is a continental breakfast. It'll be in the kitchen. Just find your way to the kitchen and it'll be there for you.
Yeah. Choice of cereal and
It'll be bagels and Vegemite, so you should feel right at home. We might even have a little bit of sliced kangaroo, so yeah, it'll be down there for you. And Foster's beer, because you can handle that for breakfast.
It's like water, right? Gotcha.
But, yeah, so it'll be up to a 9-car consist. Now, technically, the ICE-4 does not run as a 9-car consist. It's a 12 or a double 8. It's a 12 or a double 8, but not a 9-car consist. But I'm going to run it as a 9-car consist because I can't fit 10, 11, or 12 on here. I am going to break down and buy the other 3 cars to make it a 12-car consist, but I'll never do them. But next week's episode, Matt Clark, next week's episode may be my favorite episode of the year. Now, I loved episode 1 and quite a few of the episodes where I really love them, and I think they're as much fun or better than even series 1. But next week's episode is fun. That's the one. Next week's episode is My Itchy Crotch is Burning.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
That's a good. I'm laughing at
You don't know the girls at the Itchy Crotch.
Right.
That's going to be.
Artie objects to the Fosters.
If you have wondered why we haven't had any cool catchphrases like "aw shucks" or "it's all a bunch of horse poop this year" or "it's little damn it," it's coming.
Yeah.
Near the end of the series, but next week you'll finally get the find the real catchphrase you're gonna love.
Absolutely, they keep the better stuff there. We're making it into God Morning, Australia. I'm sure it's Good Morning.
Oh no, I was completely messing with that. Yeah, we all know Foster's is garbage.
Oh, for sure.
But
Ooh, slow down.
just remember this phrase. Just remember this phrase. You don't know the girls of the itchy crotch.
Yeah,
That's a line that shall live in infamy.
I should think so.
That's all. That's the only spoiler I'm giving. I guess you don't know the girls of the itchy crotch. You don't know the girls of the itchy crotch.
Hey, it's a lot of, they're very talented, so. Oh, Victoria Bitter. 19 people.
Oh, definitely some of those you got to have a taste for, Christopher and Randall. You got to have a taste for anime and manga to begin with, and then you've got to have a taste for certain types. I was never into it. I've got a daughter that loves it. I never got the bug. I was too busy reading my
As
comic
you
books.
should. All right, can't we get to 30 likes? Come on, guys. Hit the like button.
I'm afraid you don't. I'm afraid you don't know the girls of the itchy crotch. Then I guess you don't know the girls of the itchy crotch. Then
You're starting it before the episode.
well, I've got to film that one. Plus, I got to
need
do the
you
voices of the next episode
To
as well.
divorce my phone from TPS, it won't let me.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know.
You have to go through and completely delete it.
Completely proprietal.
That's why I said I won't do it
Yeah, it's
because TPS
It's
stuff
just
is
so
proprietary.
bad.
It
It
goes in
won't-
and it reads
won't
everything on
let
your
me.
private stuff too. Like, well, even though we know this is not one of our servers, you're still using us, so we're gonna spy on everything you have.
well, I don't do stuff they can't spy on, but still.
Well, now we're up to 31 according to that,
Oh, huzzah! Good job, guys.
Yay!
Thank you.
and there was much rejoicing. Hooray! And then the frozen land of Nador, they were forced to eat robins, minstrels, and there was
What's the
much
clip?
rejoicing. Oh, you could take an excerpt out and then post it, paste it, use it somewhere. You can clip it. Clip it good.
Golly.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Well, if I'm going to order and eat before
Yeah.
7 o'clock, we probably
I think
should.
you probably should.
Probably should start shutting her down for
Yep.
another Friday. Well, like I said, today was a good episode. I think it was a fun
Yeah, I
episode
think
to
so
do.
too.
I like the smacking around. I like the doctor. Oh, the
slaps
doctor's
and
voice.
spears.
I never did tell the story behind the doctor's voice. Did you even recognize the doctor's voice?
It was familiar, but I couldn't place it.
It was my old biology teacher from high school. My freshman
Oh.
biology teacher, Father Sharp. No, not.
Why would I know?
Yeah, Father
Other
Sharp.
than
Oh,
you've
because I've done it all my life.
imitations.
And
Right.
when the old school guys and I used to get
Yeah.
together with you, we'd always do his voice. Now you see, this man's not a good scientist. You're not doing this. Father Sharp,
Yeah,
who spent way too many years in the hills of Nepal trying to convert the locals to Catholicism.
gotcha.
Father Sharp, our freshman biology teacher. Now you see, this man is not going to be a good scientist. He's not using the proper method. All right, XMG, take care of yourself. We are going to go ahead and log
Yeah,
off here
go
because
for it, gang.
apparently I've got to take care of dinner because Wifey Poo just won't make me a sandwich.
Nope.
Nope.
Not
So
a
I have to
sandwich.
order a sandwich.
Oh my God, that's so Deb Wurtzinger sandwich.
Sandwich. Get a sandwich. Oh, there we go. That's the right one. Okay, so on behalf of me,
And me.
on behalf of the two of us, we want to say, everybody, thanks for spending another Friday evening with us. All of you, take care of yourselves. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and
Bye, Trucy.
I was giving you a chance to take on one of my lines. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and
Juicy. Happy trains.
bingo. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and
Happy trains.